Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to review, I'm going to react to the Spider Man animated movie Into the Spider Verse. What's it called? Into the Spider Verse was part one. I forgot what the second one's called, but it's part two. I'm going to react to it. I'm going to talk about it.
My name is Miles Morales, and I'm Brooklyn's one and only Spider-Man.
Miles! Wanna get out of here?
So wait a minute, there's an elite crew with all the best spider people in it? I'm Spider-Man.
Oh, no way! All of us are.
Being Spider-Man is a sacrifice.
The fate of the multiverse.
You say the fate of the multiverse, and my brain dies.
What's a guy gotta do to join this spider
Getting
team?
You
goosebumps.
can never be part of this.
Don't even get me started on Doctor Strange and the little nerd back on Earth 1999.
Come on, go easy on the kid. He had a terrible teacher.
Peter,
Miles!
Send me home. I can't do that.
I can do both! Spider-Man, always!
Not always.
What about Uncle Ben?
If not for Uncle Ben, most of us wouldn't be here.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Wow, that was hot. That was really hot. I got goosebumps. The music. All right, so the reason why I'm excited for this in the first place is because when I saw the first one, I was very impressed. I wasn't planning on watching the first one. I'm not really into animated anymore, right? I gotta admit though, when it comes to animated, I was a fan of the Batman animated series as a kid and the Spider-Man animated series on Fox 5 on Fox Kids as a kid. As an adult, I'm not really into the animated stuff. My cousin, though, he swears by these animated films. He says they're very well written and put together, and I shouldn't underestimate them, but I barely have enough time to watch the live action films. So I wasn't going to watch this, but it got incredible reviews, the first one, and I think they won an Oscar for Best Animated Film. Very impressive, and I watched it, and I was beyond impressed. And at one point, you can say that it's arguably the best Spider-Man movie ever made. Now, I think now that's debatable between that and Spider-Man No Way Home, the live action movie. But to be fair, maybe the live action film is better is because they brought back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Either way, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the first one, they brought, I think they were pretty much the first one to introduce the multiverse concept in comic book film. Okay, whether it's animated or live action, they really opened the gates. And it's funny because I feel like Spider-Man's always been the leader to do something like that. Even though Spider-Man in 2002 wasn't the first superhero movie ever made, it pretty much opened the doors for like the era of superhero movie films. I think after that came along Hulk and Daredevil, and then there was this whole movement, and then Batman made a comeback with Batman Begins from the DC world. So Spider-Man really opened the door for everybody, and now they're opening the door for everybody again with the multiverse concept. I think maybe they wanted to see how audience would react to a multiverse concept in theaters. For comic book people and comic book nerds, the multiverse concept is like one of the greatest things. And I think a lot of the studios, they don't understand that because they're not fans of these things. So they're like, what is this? What's going on? For example, spoiler alert, but for the Justice League Zack Snyder cut, I heard that The Flash, so his biggest thing was to travel back in time to prevent Darkseid from killing the Justice League, okay? So he basically saved the Justice League by going back in time. Like, that was his epic moment, and the fans were going wild. I heard that in the other Justice League film right before, the studio didn't want something like that, and instead they replaced it with something very lame, with the Flash basically saving some Russian family, and and then Superman was also like assisting him with saving civilians. So I just feel like for somebody powerful like the Flash and Superman, they really made them lame. They made their biggest moments lame, and the Zack Snyder cut, made the Flash look amazing, and he basically saved the day. He was the X factor of that group. Now, now they're like, and in the past, I remember hearing that there was a concept they wanted to do. A Batman versus Superman movie, and I actually, heard what the premise of the script was, and it was pretty cool. But there was already another Batman. I forgot which Batman it was, but they didn't want to confuse audiences. Oh, and then there was like a Justice League movie concept as well, and they didn't want to confuse the audiences with different Batmen on screen. But now that doesn't seem to be a problem, right? Now they're doing that. Now they're bringing in multiverse situations. The DC world already has Ben Affleck's Batman. They brought back Michael Keaton's Batman. They're rumored to be bringing back either George Clooney or Christian Bale, or both. Maybe Val Kilmer also. And I think they're going to. I think because, spoiler alert, but for Fast and the Furious 10, they, just as I thought, they brought back Paul Walker through his brother, Cody or Corey Walker. They brought back The Rock. They brought back Gal Gadot. They brought back these people. So I think they're going to bring back Christian Bale, George Clooney, Val Kilmer, hopefully. And what's it called? They have Robert Pattinson's Batman. So they have all these Batmen on the screen. So the multiverse concept is really great because it allowed DC to reboot without rebooting. And again, credit to Spider-Man for introducing that to cinema. And so they introduced it to cinema. It was an incredible film. The soundtrack was great. The passion of the film, the sound actors were great. The animation was great. Everything was amazing about the film. Great story, very rich story. I can't wait for part two. Sometimes part twos are just not as great, so I really hope that they don't disappoint with this one. But yeah, so now the possibilities with this multiverse situation are endless because a lot of fans felt with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, they felt that there was unfinished business. He was supposed to come back for Spider-Man 4 and 5, and then talks fell apart, and all of a sudden they cancel it. Andrew Garfield had 2 movies. They were really good. And for some reason, I guess because it underperformed in the box office, they canceled it. They were supposed to have 5 of those movies. So fans feel deprived, like hardcore fans. And the Tom Holland series was fantastic. And it's genius because they brought back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in No Way Home because of the multiverse. So the fans were going bananas, including me. And we were all speculating they're going to be in the movie, and they were. Great moment for us in the movie theater. And now they basically did a soft reboot for Tom Holland's Spider-Man because of the plot. Now they're going to have another trilogy, and it's basically like starting all over again at post-Avengers era with nobody knowing who he is, and he doesn't have the Tony Stark suit. Now he's just an actual friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It's rumored that Ned, his best friend, because again, he forgot who he is, and MJ forgot who Peter is, so Peter's probably going to get MJ to fall in love with him again, and his friend Ned is going to become either, I heard, Venom or the Hobgoblin, which is cool. And this is, and I've heard that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield might make comebacks in other Avenger films or Spider-Man films. But now people are asking, and I hope the studios deliver, they'd be insane not to, Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire, The Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield, in parallel to Tom Holland's new trilogy. They should do that. They should totally do that, and I think the fans will pay to watch. And they should, they should test out the waters. I feel like the Tobey Maguire one would definitely be a hit. With Andrew Garfield, I think maybe they should start with Andrew Garfield's, just to open the doors. And then with Toby, people will definitely rush to see that. So I think they'll be very successful. It'd be crazy not to try that. Otherwise, kudos. Can't wait to see this movie. Thank you, Spider-Man, for opening the world to an era of superhero films. And again, introducing the multiverse concept, which made superhero movies a lot more interesting because they were already kind of getting boring. We got it, okay, all these different superhero movies, Avengers this, Avengers that. Now what? Tony Stark sacrificed himself. Now what? What's going to happen now? Boom, multiverse. The multiverse concept actually saved the superhero movies from us not getting bored. It basically allowed Marvel to introduce X-Men and Deadpool and all these characters into their MCU. Maybe along with Daredevil and all those guys as well, the Punisher. Who else was there? The Iron Fist and Jessica Jones, Luke Cage. And then also the multiverse concept saved the DCEU, which is now, I think, just the DCU. But, so thank you, Spider-Man movies. Until next time.